Multiple choice question on curvilinear motion, part 3. Let's see question 33. If velocity of magnitude v makes an angle theta with the horizontal, then tangential component is. Here we are talking about a particle is traversing a curvilinear path. So when a particle is traveling the curvilinear path, and if we consider normal tangential coordinate system, the velocity is along the tangential path is taken equal to entire value of v, because velocity component along normal direction is 0 and tangential component of velocity vt will be the entire value v. So from the four option D is correct. Let's see next question 34. A particle moves along the path y equal to x square minus 4x plus 100 if vx, velocity component along x direction, vx equals to 4 meter per second, which is constant. Find value of vy, y component of velocity at x equals to 16 meter. So here first we'll write down the equation of path y equal to x square minus 4x plus 100. If we'll differentiate with respect to time, then dy by dt will be vy, differentiating x with respect to time, so 2x, and this remaining will be dx by dt, that is vx, minus 4 into dx by dt, and differentiation of 100 will be 0. So finally it becomes vy plus 2x vx minus 4 vx. Here value of vx is given, so value of vx is 4 meter per second. Now it is asked to find out value of vy at x equal to 16 meter. So we'll put the value in this equation. So vy will be 2 into value of x is 16 and value of vx is 4 minus 4 into value of vx is 4. So finally we'll get value of vy, which comes to be 112 meters per second. So out of the four options, we'll see that option C is correct. Now question 35. A car starts from rest on a circular curve of radius 250 meters and accelerates at a constant tangential acceleration of 1.2 meter per second square. Time taken by the car to attain total acceleration of 1.5 meter per second square is. So here initially car starts from rest, so initial value u is 0. Then tangential component of acceleration means at is given 1.2 meter per second square. Also total acceleration is given, total acceleration a is 1.5 meter per second square. We'll first find out normal component of acceleration. an will be equal to under root a square minus at square, which is equal to, so value of a is 1.5 square minus 1.2 square. We get value of an. So value of an comes to be 0.9 meter per second square. Now we'll use the formula of an. an is equal to v square upon rho. So value of an we have already calculated. an is 0.9 equal to v square upon radius is given 250 meter. So from here we get value of velocity. So final velocity v comes to be 15 meter per second. So here we got velocity v. Now we'll use the first kinematical equation. It is v equal to u plus at into t. Here instead of total acceleration we are using tangential component of acceleration. Now your value of v is 15. Initially car was starting from rest, so u is equal to 0. Value of at value is 1.5 into time t, because here time taken by car to attain the acceleration of 1.5 means t is asked. So by solving we get value of t, which comes to be 12.5 meters, 12.5 second. We are finding out time, so the unit is seconds. So out of the four options, if we'll see option B, it is 12.5, it is correct. Question 36. A car is moving at a constant speed of 36 km per hour, enters a curved path of radius of curvature 100 meter. The total acceleration of the car is. So here we are having velocity v. It is 36 km per hour. So if we'll convert it into meter per second, it is 36 into 5 by 18, and this value comes to be 10 meter per second. So now here this velocity is going to remain constant. So means if we'll take at, which is equal to dv by dt, since velocity is going to remain constant, tangential component of acceleration will become equal to 0. Now we will find out normal component of acceleration, which is equal to v square by rho. V square, it is equal to 10, which we have calculated, square, and rho, radius of curvature, is 100. From here we get value of an, and an comes to be 1 meter per second square. Now we have to find out the total acceleration. Total acceleration A is equal to under root at square plus an square. Already we have seen velocity is going to remain constant, which is 10 meter per second. So at dv by dt, differentiating the constant value of velocity with time, will come to be equal to 0. So here value of at is 0, value of an is 1 square. So here by solving this under root, we get value of total acceleration A equal to 1 meter per second square. So for question 36, option A, 1 meter per second square is our answer. Next question, question 37. The speed of a particle moving in a circle of radius r equal to 2 meter with time t as v equal to t square, where t is in second and v is in meter per second. The net acceleration at time t equal to 2 seconds is. So here value of v is equal to t square. If we differentiate the velocity with respect to time, it will become dv by dt equal to 2t. Now we know that tangential component of acceleration, that is at, is equal to dv by dt equal to 2 times t. For time t equal to 2 seconds, at will be equal to 2 into 2, which is equal to 4 meter per second square. Now here we are having value of velocity v. V is equal to 2 square. At time t equal to 2, it will become 2 square equal to 4 meter per second square. This is value of velocity. Now we'll find out an. An equal to v square by rho. V square equals to 4 square, and rho is radius of curvature, it is given 2. So value of an, that is normal component of acceleration. So we get an value equal to 8 meter per second square. We are now having value of at, we are having value of an. So total acceleration A is equal to at square plus an square. Now here it is equal to at square is 4 square and an square is 8 square. 16, 4 square is 16, 8 square is 64. So this total summation will equal to 16 plus 64 is equal to 80. So under root 80 meter per second square is our solution for net acceleration. If we'll observe the 4 option, option C, under root 80 meter per second square is our answer. Now question 38. A particle moves in a circular path of radius 0.5 meter with a linear speed of 2 meter per second. Find its angular speed. Now we are familiar with the formula or relationship between the linear velocity and angular velocity. Linear velocity v is equal to r omega, where omega is equal to angular velocity or angular speed. Here value of linear speed v is given 2 and radius r is also given. Value of radius r is 0.5. We want value of omega. So value of omega comes to be 4. Unit is radian per second. So out of this 4 option, if we'll see option C, 4 radians per second is the correct answer. Now question 39. A car of mass 1500 kg is moving with a speed of 12.5 meter per second on a circular path of radius 20 meter on a level road. What should be the value of coefficient of friction to attain this force? So now here we'll draw a diagram. Suppose the car is moving in this circular path on a level road. Here is the position of car, which is traveling, suppose, in this manner. On this car, this is normal reaction N acting in vertically y direction. We have to show its weight, which is equal to W equals to mg. These are the forces acting in the y direction. Now here this car is able to travel in circular force. The inertia force acting is MAN, acting in outward direction, whereas frictional force act towards the normal direction, that is equal to Fr. Now here first we'll find out summation Fy equal to 0. Now summation Fy is N minus mg. There are two forces along y direction, equal to 0. Therefore N is equal to mg. This is our first value. Now we are familiar that by Newton's second law, summation Fn equals to Man. What is the force along the normal direction? There is only one force, friction force. Fr equals to Man. What is the formula for friction force? Mu into normal reaction is equal to Man. Value of mu, actually coefficient of friction is asked, mu, and N is nothing but we already find out, equals to mg. So mg equal to m into value of An is nothing but v square upon rho. An is normal component of acceleration, so v square upon rho. From here I am cancelling m here, and here from m gets cancelled. Now here mu equal to value of g is 9.81 equal to value of velocity. So here velocity is given 12.5, and what is value of r? Radius is given 20. So if we'll solve this equation, we get value of mu, which comes to be 0.8. So out of the 4 options, we'll see that option D, 0.8, is our solution. Now question 40. The kinetic energy of a particle moving along a circle of radius r depends on a distance covered s. Sk equal to a square. The force acting on the particle is. Now here we are familiar that what is formula for kinetic energy? Ke equals to 1/2 mv square. Here what is value of Ke? Ke is equal to a into s square equal to 1/2 mv square. Now here we'll divide both sides by the radius, that is r. On both sides we are dividing by r, that is 1/2 a square upon r equal to 1/2 mv square upon r. Now here we'll rearrange this 2, I will take over here. 2a square upon r equal to mv square upon r. So now here if you remember that this right hand side mv square upon r, this is nothing but the inertia force. It is required to keep the particle moving in a circular path. So this right hand side is nothing but our inertia force, or the force acting on the particle. So here this is our required answer, 2a square upon r. Out of the 4 options, if we'll see option D, it is our answer. Now we'll see question 41. A particle rests on the top of a hemisphere of radius r. Find the smallest horizontal velocity that must be imparted to the particle if it is to be leave the hemisphere without sliding down. So here it is asked to find out the smallest horizontal velocity. So now we'll draw the figure of a hemisphere, and it is at the top. Here suppose this is a position top of the hemisphere. On this hemisphere, this is suppose the radial direction or normal direction. On this the inertia force MAN is acting. weight is acting in vertically downward direction, W, which is equal to mg. Now we'll apply Newton's second law. Summation Fn equal to man. What are the forces along the normal direction? There is only one force, which is equal to weight equal to mg equal to man. An is nothing but v square upon r. So here radius value is r. So now we'll cancel this m, which is acting on the both side. The r is taken towards left, so rg is equal to v square, or finally we write down v equals to under root rg. Here it is asked to find out the horizontal velocity, means v is asked, which comes to be under root rg. Out of these four options, if you see option A, which is equal to under root gr, it is our solution. Now question 42. A body of mass 5 kg is moving in a circle of radius 1 meter with the angular velocity of 2 radian per second. The centripetal force is. Now we are familiar with the formula of centripetal force, which is equal to mv square upon r. Also, we know the relationship between the linear velocity and angular velocity. Since v equal to r omega, we will put in this value. Therefore, v into r omega bracket square upon r, which is equal to m r square omega square upon r. So this is square, this r gets cancelled. Finally, we will put all the values. Value of mass is 5 into r is 1 meter into what is angular velocity, 2 radian per second, so 2 square. So here this value comes to be 20 Newton. So here centrifugal force is 20 Newton. Out of the four options, option B is correct, 20 Newton. Question 43. A bucket is tied at the end of 1.6 meter long string is whirled in a vertical circle with a constant speed. The minimum speed at which the water from the bucket does not spill when it is the highest position is. So now it is moving in a vertical circle. And we know that one relation, that condition is given that the water should not spill from the bucket. For that it is important that the value summation Fn equals to man. Bucket is placed at this position. So here the water should not spill from the bucket. Now here bucket is totally inverted. So here if we apply Newton's second law, what is the weight of the water? It is mg. And what is the inertia force? M into an. An is nothing but v square upon r, or v square upon r. So here mass can be cancelled. Now we'll put all the values. So what is value of g? It is given 10. What is value of v square? It is asked, we have to find out the minimum speed. And what is value of radius? So radius is given 1.6. So if we'll solve this value, we get value of v equals to 4 meter per second. So if we'll see the four option, option A is correct. Question 44. The condition of a apparent weightlessness can be created momentarily when a plane flies over a top of a vertical circle at a speed of 900 kilometers per hour. The radius of the vertical circle that the pilot must use is. So when we see that, again the plane is flying in this vertical circle, and at the top position, when the plane is totally inverted, the weight of the man is going to act in downward direction, mg, and the force which is acting on it will be man, inertia force. Again here we are applying Newton's second law. Summation Fn equals to man. Fn is nothing but only one force, that is the weight of that pilot, equals to m into an. Mass gets cancelled. G equal to an is nothing but v square by rho. Here it is asked to find out value of rho. Velocity here is given is 900 kilometer per hour. Converting into meter per second, 900 into 5 by 18. So here we have to simplify this value to get into meter per second. Here it is asked to find out value of rho. So here we'll put all the values. G value we have to take equals to 9.81. Value of velocity we'll put as 900 into 5/18 bracket square upon rho. Finally, simplifying this, we get value of rho, which comes to be 6371.05 meters. We'll convert it into kilometer. It will become 6.37 or 6.4 kilometers. So out of these four, option C is correct. That is 6.4 kilometers. Now question 45. A body of mass m is moving with a uniform speed in a horizontal circle of radius r under a centripetal force k upon r square, where k is constant. So the kinetic energy of the body is. So here centripetal force is given k upon r square. And already we know that what is value of centripetal force, mv square upon r. So here we are rearranging this. This r and this r gets cancelled. So now we are having k equal to mv square. On both hand side, suppose we will multiply by half. So it will be k by 2 equal to 1/2 mv square. If we will observe the right hand side, which is equal to kinetic energy of body, and left hand side is our solution, k by 2. So out of these four options, so here r is remaining, k upon r or k upon 2r. This is our solution. So if we will see the all options, option B, this k upon 2r is our solution. Now we'll see question 46. A particle of mass m, describe a circle of radius r. The centripetal acceleration of a particle is 4 upon r square. What is the momentum of a particle? So here an is given. An equals to 4 upon r square. Already we know that an is nothing but v square upon r equal to 4 upon r square. So here this r and this r square, so remaining is 4 upon r. So now we are having v square equal to 4 upon r. We will take the square root. V equals to under root 4 upon r, which is equal to 2 upon under root r. Momentum is asked. Momentum is nothing but m into v. So m, what is value of v? 2 upon under root r. So here out of these four options, we'll see this fourth option, or I will rearrange it, 2m upon under root r. So if we'll see the four options, option D, 2m upon under root r is our correct answer. Question 47. A car is moving along a circular arc at a speed of 20 meter per second. Radius of arc is 10 meter. If the speed is increased at a rate of 30 meter per second square, what is the resultant acceleration? So here v is given. So value of v is 20 meter per second. R is given 10 meter. Then total A is given, or speed is given. Speed means we are finding value of AT is given. So value of AT is 30 meter per second square is given. So why this 30 meter per second square is taken as AT? Because it is the, here we are writing it is a speed and it is acting at a constant rate. So we are taking it as AT. Now we have to find out total acceleration. First we will have to find out normal component of acceleration. This is AN, which is equal to v square upon r, that is 20 square upon 10. And simplifying this, we will get value of an, which comes to be 40 meter per second square. Now it is asked to find out resultant acceleration, total A, which is equal to at square plus an square written below under root sign, and we'll put value of 30 square plus 40 square, and this answer comes to be 50 meter per second square. This is the value of total acceleration A. Out of the 4 options, we'll see how the option B is correct. Question 48. Acceleration of a train traveling with a speed of 400 meter per second as it goes around a curve of radius 160 meter is. So here V is given 400 meter per second, R is given 160 meter. So we'll find out an is equal to V square upon R, that is 400 square upon 160. So value of this an comes to be 1000 meter per second square. Now train is traveling with a speed. So here if the word speed is used, means V is going to remain constant, 400 meter per second. This is going to remain constant. Now to find out value of at, we have to, for finding at, we have to differentiate this velocity with respect to time. But this velocity is going to remaining constant, and its differentiation value will remain 0. So value of at is coming equal to 0. Now we know the formula of total acceleration. A is equal to at square plus an square written below under root sign. Value of at is already available 0, and value of an is 1000 square. So finally our value of A is 1000 meter per second square. So here if we'll observe the 4 options, nowhere there is value of 1000. So here we'll convert this 1000 meter into 1 kilometer. So now 1 kilometer per second square. This can be our probable answer. And if we'll see the 4 option, out of that option A, 1 kilometer per second square is the value of total acceleration. That is our solution.